motivated, and progressing so that their bodies can make the improvements that they are desiring. So I'm going to show you some exercises that are simple, that you've been doing for years, but then you can add some advancements into the simple exercises to keep your clients engaged and really to perfect their form. We're going to do a squat. So, using the squat stand, come down to a supine position. Make sure that their hips are at the very edge, and I like to hold on to the bottom so that they can stay in contact with the glide board and not slip. As you're doing this, press through the heels so that they can get full range of motion. So you can add some speed. Now, I also have the incline at the highest level. You could actually challenge them or just, be kind of silly by sitting at the edge of their glide board to give them some extra resistance. From right here, taking it from that position of simple, you can hold at the very bottom and tell them to take tiny little pulsing ranges of motion. Try to stay as low as they possibly can. If you have a ball, you can even place it between their knees, and every time they pulse, they're squeezing the ball inward. So this can add a challenge in all different ranges of motion while you're still doing your squat. To advance this, we can take the legs into different positions. We can add movement, dynamic movement from out to in. We can also take this to a single leg squat. Now, as we do the single leg squat, make sure that you're really watching your clients so that they're pressing the weight through the heel and not putting too much weight into the knee. You can also hold this leg at the very bottom. You can add that challenge by opening and closing the leg to add dynamic movement to the squat. And then, of course, we can take it into some plyometric jumps. This is always fun. You can add a little bit of a game play to it. Get a medicine ball, throw it back to them. You can add different challenges, or maybe call out leg split, single leg, jumping jacks. Whatever it is that you want them to do, they have to think and do at the same time. So this is a way to challenge a simple exercise, make it advanced for those advanced clients, and really progress your clients. The next exercise to review is the pike. This is such a great exercise to work your entire body functionally. But the biggest thing here is that you got to make sure that your clients are keeping the correct form in their shoulder, keeping the mobility, as well as the core strength. So you can back off the resistance of the incline, or you can challenge it by adding a little bit more height so that they're more at an angle. So before we do that, we're going to just go over to a simple beginner position. Place your hands onto the floor. We're going to keep them down onto their knees. So they're in a modified push-up or plank position. From right here, all you want to make sure is that they're not hinging back through their arms. It's a different exercise. You want to make sure that they're keeping their upper body still and just lifting up through their hips, hinging from the waistline. Now from here, then you can tell them to extend out through the legs. They can start to lift up and maybe tap the knees down for a break. Extend the legs up and then back down. You just want to make sure that they're not shifting back or putting too much strain onto their shoulders. From here, to make it more advanced, you can extend one leg, adding through that pike challenge for your challenging clients that want the most out of the exercise. And of course, you can add a knee in, leg out, lift up. You can add diagonal movements, and the possibilities are endless. And that is all from doing a simple plank, making sure that they have the proper form before you progress them. And the last exercise we will review is a tricep extension. We'll go from a seated position for the beginner and then advance from there. So coming down to your seated position, I'd like to extend out through the legs. Obviously, the higher the incline, the harder the challenge. But just as we improve or increase our body positioning, it'll make such a difference in the strength as well. So you're going to take your arms back behind you, trying to activate through the triceps. Make sure that they're not rounding their shoulders forward or straining. If you see that, lower the incline for them so that they can progress to keep the arms pushing back. Now I have the arms straight so that they can work through the backs of the arms as well as through the shoulder area. From here, you can take them to a kneeling position, and they can bring the arms straight back as well. Again, this not only works the triceps, but the backs of the arms and the shoulders. From a high kneeling position, keep the same motion, start to add a little circle. So that'll just challenge a different range of motion for those advanced clients of yours. And then from right here, we can go into that static equilibrium, have them lean back even more, keeping their core engaged and their balance as well as doing the motion. Now those are some exercises that you can simply challenge your clients by a beginner level, intermediate, or advanced, and really keep your clients coming back for more.